Welcome, contenders. Guy here with another deck profile, this time for War Legion Commander. War is one of those generic contenders that is just good because his main contender effect works with any clash card. Now, they did errata this card, so let's read from his reprinted version. Clash card you control get trigger attack. If this is the second attack you have declared with a clash card this turn, you draw a card. So you need two clash cards to declare an attack to draw a card. Pre-errata used to count the contender, but they decided that red contenders can't have nice stuff because of torque. His awakening effect activates when he's at 10 health or lower. Clash code tokens you control get +1 attack and breakthrough. So far, there's only one Clash token in the game, which is the War Minions. This is pretty much this game's version of a Goblin. To make use of War's Contender effect consistently, we'll need to run a lot of Clash cards. So we're running 32 Clash cards, including Bound. For our 1 drops, we're running the Lin Pesty combo. Lin's trigger enter makes our opponent diminish a card and allows us to put a bounty counter on one of their clash cards. At the end of turn, if we defeated one of more or of their bounty clash cards, we can reanimate a 2cc or less clash card from any Oblivion. This lets us replenish our board and draw more cards depending on what we reanimate. Pestilence the Infectious helps us defeat our opponent's clash cards by giving them -2/-2 when it enters. If the portal is closed, you do have to discard the card, so make sure to open the portal first before playing it. Moving to our 2cc clash cards, we're running Apex the fastest just to add some consistency to our green and blue resources. We're running 4 copies of Bountiful Collector for ramp. This lets us keep up or get ahead of our opponent in tempo, since the more resources we have, the more clash cards we play, and the more clash cards we play, the more cards we can draw from our contender's effect. 3 copies of Mayhem Maker for stat reduction and draw power. This is primarily what we'd want to revive using Lin. 4 copies of War Bloodlust Commander. This is a new epic from Set 5. It has a trigger attack. If your contender is a Harbinger, it creates a 1/1 War Minion. Its second effect, the first time each turn a War Minion deals damage to a contender, you draw a card. This is an amazing addition to the deck. Not only does it create an additional clash card to fulfill our contender's effect, it also draws us another card if the minion deals damage. This is basically a pot of greed with a body for us. We're running 3 copies of Devious Servant. There's an interesting interaction between Devious Servant and our War Contender. If Devious Servant is our second clash card attack and we have 3 cards in hand, we can resolve Devious Servant's effect first to draw a card, since we only have 3 cards at that time, and then resolve our contender's effect to draw another card, making Devious Servant into a 5/4 instead of its usual 4/4. 4 copies of War the Strikebringer. On enter, Strikebringer can create 2 War Minions and then activate the portal. On attack, if the portal is open, we can give Strikebringer +1 attack and breakthrough by engaging War Minions. Of course, our legendary is War the Second Horseman. On enter, it deals 3 damage and on attack, if your opponent doesn't send a clash card to Oblivion, they take another 2 damage. So this is basically 9 damage if our opponent doesn't have anything on the board. Lastly, to round up our clash cards, we're running Flare, the Explosive Combatant, because it's a 6/6 with flight. It's also a mini board wipe since it deals 2 damage to all other clash cards on attack. For our non-clash cards in this deck, we're running 4 copies of Decimation. So this is the clash buff for War. It gives target clash card we control +3 attack and +1 defense, and also breakthrough. So this is one of the best clash cards in the game. So gives us additional attack and also breakthrough, so we can deal damage while also removing one of our opponent's clash card. We're running 2 copies of Less Peace, Less Stand. So this is a quick action that counterattack, prevent all clash damage that would be dealt by target attacking clash card during this clash. So this basically a negate attack for us, and if our opponent attacks into our clash card and we play lefty, we can potentially remove their clash card if our clash card has enough attack, since it only prevents the damage being dealt by attacking one, but not the defending one. Four copies of Solar Smash. So this is a basic action. It deals three damage to target contender or clash card. So this is a good burn spell in case we need to remove something small or mid-size body, or just three damage to the face just to aggro out our opponent. This is the only black card we're playing from Life to Death. This is also from set 5. So you might be thinking how we can play this card since we're only running three black cards. But not to worry, because it has a cost reducing effect. You may reduce the health of your contender by up to 4. If you do, for reduce the cost of this card by 1 black for each health reduced this way. So we're basically, to play this card, we're basically always paying 1 resource and 4 of our health. But the trade-off is worth it because it has counterattack, send target clash card with an initial resource cost of 5 or less to Oblivion. So this is basically a one cost removal for us. For our Clash Grounds, we're running 3 copies of Warzone and 2 copies of Wasteland. So Wasteland gives +1 defense to all Pestilence Clash cards. And once per turn, during your primary phase, you may return target clash card you control to with an initial resource cost of 4 or less back to your hand. So this is a good way to recycle your Pestilence the Infectious or Lin Nanite Assassins, and what the heck, maybe also Strikebringer just to create more war minions. Warzone is one of the best clash grounds in this game because of its counterplay ability. Counterplay, you can only play this effect if your opponent plays a clash card. Clash ground, sorry. You may send this clash ground to Oblivion. If you do, the clash ground being played is also sent to Oblivion and does not enter play. So when you're playing the clash ground trading game, so usually you let your opponent play a clash ground, and then you play Warzone to remove that. And then if they try to play another clash ground, you can use the counterplay to negate that. So uh, if he wanted to replace Warzone, he'd have to play 2 clash grounds. So yeah, very good. It also has more effects. At the end of each player's turn, that player can ready a Harbinger clash card they control. So most of our cards here are Harbingers. So yeah, it benefits us greatly. And lastly, Harbinger clash cards get +1 attack. So this is a very useful for our war minions since they only have 1 attack. It also helps Bloodlust Commander since uh, it's also not only because it's a Harbinger, because if our opponent is a 0-1 contender, so it gives our war minions the additional attack it needs to deal damage over it over their defense and let us draw a card. For sideboard, take 3 Magnets Plan, just for some accessory removal depending on the matchup. So we're basically siding this in for against Torque and also against Krong, since we don't want them to benefit from having Crimson Scales or Krong's War Club in play for too long. Four, Here Comes the Boom. Just in case we run into decks where we need board wipes. One Pestilence Mayhem Maker and one Flare Scattering Blast and one Devious Servant, just in case we want to replace from Life to Death from our deck. Maybe the matchup just doesn't need the card. So yeah. For Mulligan, we're always looking for our Bountiful Collector to outtempo our opponent. But in case we already have Bountiful Collector, Bloodlust Commander and Strikebringer are also very good keep, since they both fulfill our contenders' to attack condition very easily on their own. Nanite Assassin is also a good keep. We can play if you want to aggro your opponent. You can play it in turn one and just keep attacking for 2 damage. Be careful though if your opponent also runs the Lin Pesty combo. You might just give them a target to widen their board using Lin. So yeah, that's it for this deck profile. I've been testing this list for a few weeks now, and I've been having positive results. It also has a good chance against Genesis, surprisingly. So just out aggro your opponent, out trade them. You hardly run out of hand cards in this deck with since it has a lot of draw from your contender's ability from Bloodlust Commander, Mayhem Maker, Lin, also. So yeah, Devious Servant as well. You draw a card from that as well. Also has a lot of damage from Warrior Second Horseman, Solar Smash, and your Clash buff as well. So yeah, uh, I'll do more. I'll try and do more deck profiles since it's already a weekend season. I want to end up in testing out a lot of decks during casuals. So yeah, see you next time.